Tell me honestly, have you ever reached the final stage of a sale, felt like everything was going well, you were already mentally celebrating the deal, and suddenly your prospect starts throwing objections at you one after another? Price, we need to think, need approvals, no budget, I am busy right now, or probably we're already working with someone else. It feels like someone pulled the chair from under you, right? Today, we will fix that completely because in this video, I'm going to give you the most powerful objection handling system for 2026. I will take you through the 7 most common objections, why they happen, how to prevent them, and exactly what to say to handle them confidently. Namaste, champions. This is your sales and mindset coach, Bharat Ogirala from the Sales Gurukul. And if you want to get to the top 1% of sales professionals this year, this video will become your secret weapon. So before we begin, hit that like button because your simple click might help another salesperson somewhere who desperately needs clarity today. Now, let's dive in. The first objection we're going to discuss about today is your price is too high, one of the most common objections. Let's first understand why does this objection come up. This objection, your price is too high, comes when a prospect sees your solution as a cost and not as an investment. If there is no value built, price feels like a big problem. So, how can you prevent this? You can prevent it by building value early in the discussion, quantify the cost of an action, connect the ROI to their pain points, show future savings or growth, use relevant examples or scenarios, and you must make their problem feel bigger than your price. Here is what you can say when you encounter this objection. Hey, George, thank you for sharing that. Can you tell me what makes you feel that the price is too high? And then ask a couple more follow up questions. Okay, compared to what? Is the concern the upfront cost or the long term value? Which part of the proposal feels expensive to you? And once they open up, you redirect them. All right, let's look at the challenges you mentioned earlier. If we do not solve them now, what will it cost you over the next 6 months? And then tie back to value. Let me give you a simple example. If your tooth is paining and the dentist says it will cost 5,000 rupees, you do not negotiate, do you? Because you know the value and you cannot take the pain any longer. In sales, your job is to help them see the pain clearly. Simple as that. The next objection is I need to think about it. This usually means one thing clearly. They are unsure because you have not resolved their real concerns. So, how do you prevent this objection? You need to confirm decision making steps in the early stages. Get mini commitments along the way during the conversation and address their concerns before your final pitch. Here is what you can ask. How do you usually make a decision like this? Or what is your typical vendor onboarding process? Here is what you can say when you encounter this objection. Hey, Lauren, I appreciate that. What exactly do you need to think about? Then ask a couple more follow up questions. Is it clarity on the solution? Is it about the budget, timing, or internal approval? Is it comparison with another vendor? Or is there anything else holding you back right now? The goal is to convert a vague objection into a specific concern so you clearly know what to do next. Let me give you another example here. You know how when a friend of yours says, I will let you know, it basically means no. Same here. Your job is to convert their let me think into real clarity. The next objection is I need to discuss this with someone internally. This objection comes up because you missed identifying the decision maker in the discovery stage. How do you prevent this? Ask these questions. Who else is involved in this decision making process? What does the approval journey look like? Here is what you can say when you encounter this objection. Thanks, Karen. I totally understand. When you speak to your manager, what are the key points you will be considering? And you can follow up with these questions. What would they care about the most? What concerns might they raise? Would it help if all of us get on a quick call so that I can support you? Now you stay in control by staying included. The next important objection is I cannot afford it or we cannot afford it. You know why this happens? This objection is another clear example of value not being built in the early stages, or you did not check the budget early. How do you prevent it? During the discovery phase, ask these questions. What budget can you allocate for solving this problem? Or do you have a specific budget allocated for this project? Then respond honestly. How do you handle this objection when you encounter this? Hey, George, I understand. When you say you cannot afford it, are you referring to the investment upfront or the monthly cost? Dig deeper with further questions. For example, what range did you have in mind? Which part feels out of range? Or what will it cost if the problem remains unsolved? Let me tell you something. Many prospects say that they cannot afford it because they cannot see what is it costing them to stay where they are. It is your responsibility as the salesperson to show the cost of inaction clearly. The next important objection is we are already working with someone. You know why this happens? This happens because they want to shut the conversation politely. Now let's see how can you prevent this. You can prevent it by asking these questions in the early stages. What are you currently using or who are you currently working with right now? And when this objection comes up, here is what you can say to encounter them. Hey Gary, that totally makes sense. A quick question. If you could change one thing about their service, what would it be? Or you can softly challenge. So you're saying that they're absolutely perfect and there is no chance you would consider improving the results this year. Is it? If they respond, no, I did not mean perfect. Now dig deeper. All right, tell me more about that. Now, the next objection is we do not have the budget. This usually happens when they are not convinced that the problem is urgent. Now, how do you prevent it? You need to confirm the budget and priority upfront during the lead qualification stage. Here are some questions that you can ask. Out of everything that you want to fix this year, Mr. Prospect, where does this problem rank? Or how soon would you like to fix this problem? Here is what you can say when you encounter this objection. So, George, if I'm hearing you right, this change is not a priority at the moment. Is that correct? If they say yes, stop selling. If they say no, that is not what I meant, then continue. Great. Please help me understand where the budget can come from when something is a high priority. The last and final objection is I'm too busy. This usually comes up when they don't feel the urgency. So, how do you prevent it? Tie your solution to time saving, quantify the cost of delaying the discussion, and show them how waiting hurts their progress. Here is what you can say when you encounter this objection. George, I totally understand. When you say you're too busy, do you mean that the timing is not right or solving the problem is not important right now? And you can follow up with few more questions. Can you tell me if we do this now, would it reduce your workload in the future? What would happen if we wait for another 6 months? Or you can directly ask them, is busyness the real reason or is there something that we've not addressed? All right, my friends, now you have the exact framework to handle every major objection in 2026. If you notice the pattern, we never argue, we never fight, we never push. We only acknowledge, ask questions, and guide the prospect to clarity. In sales, asking the right question is your power, and objections are not threats. In fact, they are opportunities. I hope this video was helpful. If you want to master objection handling, closing techniques, and building a predictable pipeline, I invite you to join my free course, Sales Success Blueprint. In this course, I break down the complete sales cycle step by step with real examples, scripts, and templates. And if you want personal clarity or coaching for your unique sales situation, book a one-to-one call with me. Spots usually fill fast, so act now and grab your slot. Links are in the description. Champions, your next level starts today. I'll see you in the next video.